And this video is for the Shelley's card event. It's September 24th, 2025. If you're attending this event virtually or in person, this is for you. And if you are watching it afterwards, thank you for watching my video. So this is an annual event I do. It's my fourth year to do it. And it is a card class that I use to fundraise for different things. I'll tell you in a minute what we're doing with the funds this year. This is my beautiful sister Michelle, or Shelley. We lost her a little over 5 years ago to cancer. And so 4 years ago, I decided that I wanted to do something in her memory each year. And I started doing the Shelley's Cards event. It is my largest event of the year. This year we have warp speed max capacity. We have 40 people attending either in person or virtually. And I'd like to thank each and every one of you for participating and helping me make this a very successful event. This year, the funds are going to be going to the medical fund that we established 2 years ago for my parents to take care of their health and medical needs, things that aren't covered by Medicare or that they need to keep them healthy and going. So I know my sister would really be proud of me for taking this on and helping them out during this time. So without further ado, I'm going to get busy and we'll just have Shelley sitting up here watching the whole production. So first I'm going to tell you that you probably would want to grab some dimensionals, glue. I like to use liquid glue. Some people like tape runner, double stick tape, glue stick, whatever you like to use. A take it pick tool is helpful, but it's not needed. You may need some paper snips, and then I like to use Scotch tape, but you could also use glue dots to attach your ribbon. So those are the supplies that you're going to need, and then everything else will be in your kit except your stamps and ink. So it's mostly sentiments that you're going to need, so maybe you can just get out a box or one of your stamp sets that has a lot of sentiments in it and kind of pick out of there. And then I will also call out what ink you need at the beginning of each project. Remember, with YouTube, you can pause it so you can grab things. You can slow down the speed. So if I'm going too fast, you can follow along with me by slowing down the speed. There's all kinds of tricks. And you can come back to the YouTube as often as you want. I don't plan to delete these. So they'll be there for quite a while. All right, I'm going to set these things to the side and we're going to get going. I do have some door prizes to give away as well, but I'm going to start with the card making because I do want to show the more intricate cards in the beginning so those attending in person can maybe get a little sneak peek. So this card is a cross card. We've been doing cross cards for quite a bit this year. I think this is our third one. It's a little bit different of a version. The first thing I want to tell you is when you go to stand it up, you do have to open it up a little bit. It has to be kind of balanced. So if you just try to lay it like that, it'll fall over. So you have to open up the back and push it back a little bit so it'll stand up. Okay, and then all of the dimensions for the fun folds and the scoring measurements are all on the PDF. You'll have gotten a copy of that along with the photos of the projects in your email. So you can refer back to that if you want to make this card in the future. And so I made myself a little template, so you might want to do that. This is a really cool card. I think it would be great to send to somebody that is going through tough times or even as a sympathy card. And the inspiration on this card was my sister loved Jesus. She would absolutely love this card. She loved lavender essential oil. So, and then butterflies always remind me of her. So that's kind of where the inspiration for this one came from. Now, there's a lot of little cutting and pieces and things. So when you open up your kit, please be careful when you pull it out so you get everything out of the kit. You're also going to find in your kit a half package of some flowers, and so you'll want to have those out because we're using those in every project. And I just realized I don't have mine out. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm gonna have to wing that. All right, now I'm gonna get this out. And I'm going to put all the little pieces to the side. And the first thing I'm going to do is make these folds. So you've got a score line that looks like this. This is what makes the cross, so you want to pop that up. And then you've got two more that actually help you glue the piece down. Okay, so it's going to look like this when you get through with it. Looks kind of weird, doesn't look like a cross at all. Then you want to glue your pieces down, and you can decide how you want to do those. They are all a little, there's two that are the same and one that's different. So you want to take the long skinny ones and figure out where you want to glue those at. And then you have this one little small strip, and that gets mailed to this part of the cross. Not mailed, glued. All right, so let's go ahead and get that done. Now, if you're using liquid glue like I like to use, leave yourself about 1/4 of an inch around the DSP so that it doesn't smoosh out and end up on your project. And then you just kind of center that up. And then same with this one. And then our last one. All right, now we're going to take this and glue that to that. And we'll set those things to the side and let them dry a little bit. Now, when you're using this liquid glue, it's really important to put the lid back on, because otherwise what happens is the glue dries, gets kind of tacky and dries up here, and then it makes it really difficult to get it out. And then I like to store it upside down. I've got this cute little butterfly glue holder that one of my team members gave me. All right, while that is going on, we will start with the stamping. So I use the Unbounded Love, which was current when I started this project, and now it's not current. It actually is now sold out. This one's got a lot of really nice sentiments in it. So I used a lot of sympathy cards this week. I'm going to go ahead and put with sympathy on this one so that I can get that built up a little bit. But you can put whatever you want, whatever fits. I think it would make a really nice, make a nice christening card too, or a birthday card. Thinking of you. Okay, so we're going to put with sympathy in it. Okay, all right. Close that up. And this stamp pad is Highland Heather. So any purple color will look good. If you don't have Highland Heather, one of your greens will look good. Evening Evergreen, Old Olive, something like that. Even like some of the older pads, Sage Shadow, would look good. Let me see if I can find my flowers here real quick. Okay, these are, you got a half pack of these flowers. When I saw these, they just came out in the mini catalog, and they're called Hue of Blue flowers. I absolutely love them, and I just thought these are just absolutely perfect for this event, because Michelle, her favorite color was blue. Now, you can pick any ones you want out of there. I took the white ones, and what I did was I used a Stampin' Blend, and I colored it in just to make it pop a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and color a couple of those in. And I'm using Highland Heather. You won't be able to use a marker for this. If you don't have a blend, a Sharpie will work, or any kind of a permanent marker. The water-based markers will not work for this. They'll just wipe right off. Okay, let that dry for a second. And get our little butterfly. Where did he go? Stick him up there. I see I've lost my diamond too. Oh, here it is. Yes, I'm a messy stamper. So the butterfly is little, so I'm just going to trim my edge off of this sheet of dimensionals to pop him up a little bit. You can glue him directly to the project too if you want to. It's up to you. I like the dimensions. I like things to be 3D and kind of pop off the project. To me, it makes it a little more interesting, but whatever you want to do, because it is your project. Okay, we'll stick that up there. And I'm going to use my Take a Pick tool to move this gem over. Okay. All right, and then we can put those flowers on there. Grab them off here. And the Take a Pick tool just rocks, doesn't it? Especially if you have long fingernails, which I don't. I keep mine super short because I craft too much. Okay, there we go. We got that stuff all done. All right, let's set this off to the side. Let's go back to this. All right, now this is super important. When you glue this down, you lay it on the card and then you push it over like this. If you do not do that, you're not going to be able to get it in your envelope. And how do I know this? Because I did not do that correctly the first time around. So we're going to put a little glue here. And we're just going to deal with that one side right now. We'll come back to the other side. Line it all up. And then make sure it sets. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're just going to glue this down. We're going to leave it kind of pushed down. This side isn't quite as important as the other side is. Just line it up, leave a little bit of a border, and then push it all down. Okay, so that way, when you get ready to mail it, it fits right in the envelope and it pops up when they get it. So it works well. All right, now we're going to put this on. And you can use dimensionals if you want to, or you can use glue, whatever you like. Oh, we gotta put the cross on first. Hello. And I advise also pushing it down to get this on as well, so that you don't get this off to the side, then it won't fit in the envelope. And it also won't look very well. It won't be centered. So we'll put that on and then we'll put that other piece on. And you could use a dimensional on this too if you wanted to instead of glue. And make it super 3D. Sometimes when you do that, though, it causes you grief at the post office. They want to charge you for an extra thick card. Okay, now this goes on here, and boom, we are done. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? All right. So big tip, make sure you glue this side down and push this down while you're gluing it. And that's about it on that one. Okay, let me get this kind of set to the side. I'll bring the next project out. And we used Fresh Freesia as our ink color on this one. And then again, you just need a sentiment. You have a pretty big circle. This is another fun little fold. Oh my goodness, my project isn't here. Well, I wonder why that is. Okay. One second here. I'm going to steal a project and then I'll have to figure out where that went. I'm trying to be super organized, but it doesn't always work out. This is weird. All right. Sorry about that. Stand by, please. All right, here's what you're going to be getting. Okay, this one doesn't have as many things in it, so it's not quite so tricky, but there is a fold line here. And this folds back. And then you lay your circles across it, and that makes the closure. So you do have to be kind of careful with your gluing and your dimensionals. So let's go ahead and start the gluing. And we're going to glue this larger piece, and you could use this side if you wanted to. I think this side pops more. Okay, and then the little strip. All the products that were used in the projects are also on that PDF, so the name of this DSP is there, as well as the ink color that I used. You could also use Old Olive on this one, or Mossy Meadow, or, you know, one of the yellows or something. Okay, so we've got that, and we're going to stamp our image. And let's see, I'm going to do another birthday card, or, yeah, I think I'll do birthday. I'm low on all card types right now. I need thinking of you, I need thank you, I've just been burning through the cards this month. So I'll work on this as a good birthday card. Okay, so just stamp that in the middle there. That away. And glue this to this. And one of my little tips is always do your stamping before you glue anything down. That way, if you have, you know, a little oopsie, you can turn your punch over and stamp it on the back. Okay, now here's a tip on this one. If you put the dimensionals on the green strip instead of on the back of this, then you don't have to worry about whether you're going to end up with the dimensional on this side and not be able to close or open your card. So that's a super good tip, and that's a tip that my friend Lynn shared with me that she wanted to make sure I passed on to you. She was here yesterday, and we went through all the projects and made sure everything was organized and ready to go. Okay, now this just folds back. So it opens like this. And then you can put some of the blue flowers or whatever color you want on the project, your choice. Let's see. And I did on mine, but you do whatever you want. You know, this one doesn't want to come off. I'll use the spatula to get it, loosen it a little bit. Okay. I used all three of the blue colors. So you can do that if you want, or more white ones, color them in. Your choice. Different sizes. There you go. All right, we're all done. Boom. Okay. All right, let me get this put away, and we'll move on to the next one. I think we'll do some door prizes. Break this up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna put all the names up so you can see that you're all going into the little baskets. So Vilma, Alicia, Lisa, Joe, Florence, Lori, Kim, Leslie, Phoebe, Jocelyn, Tammy, Michelle, Sandy, and Leslie. So I think there's 15 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, there's supposed to be 14 of you. Not 15, sorry. I got so many different numbers going on in my head of how many are coming here and how many are being sent virtually. You know what? Something isn't right in here. I got to go back through this again. Okay, this is Marta. I had somebody else make these up, and as I got to thinking about it, okay, we're good. All right. Okay, so this first door prize that I have is for this Real Red Baker's Twine. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to take that out because I realized I have two Leslies in the drawing and I hadn't put the last initials on there. So we've got Leslie W and Leslie G. Now we are really good. All right, let's go back to, we have this cute Baker's Twine, red, white, and Real Red and White Baker's Twine, perfect for Christmas cards. And this is going to go to Joe U. So that'll be in with your kit. All right. And then I also have these beautiful sequins. These are the Neutrals Adhesive Back Sequins. And those are going to go to Alicia. And again, those will be in with your kit. Okay. Let's get on to the next card. If you've attended any of my previous Shelley's cards, you know my sister loved the beach. So we'll probably always do a beach card at this event. And the colors for the ink that I got is called Pecan Pie. And then just a sentiment that will fit into that punch for you. So let me grab this stuff out. Not too many pieces in here, but watch for your ribbon. That seems to always like to escape. And then the way I like to attach my ribbon is with Scotch tape. You can use a glue dot or a tape runner, whatever works for you. If you don't have the Pecan Pie ink, this cardstock is crumb cake, so that'll look really good with it. A brown would look really good. You could also use blue because we are going to use the blue and the flower, so that would pick up really nice. So there's some options with that. Let's go ahead and get this glued down. Okay, let's set that to the side and get our stamps out. This is a retired stamp set, and it is called Friends Are Like Seashells. There are some other beachy stamp sets that have been retired. I don't know if there's anything really beachy current, so, but you can put anything on these. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be just like mine. I try not to use too many retired things in my events, but I really wanted to have a beach card, so that's how it rolled out this year. And I really like this stamp set. I kept it because of my sister. After it retired, you know, I sell most of my retired stuff after they're no longer available to purchase. So now I can put on the inside a birthday or, you know, thinking of you or get well or thank you, whatever I want. This leaves it kind of generic. Okay, let's go ahead and glue these two together. Okay, I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna pop this up with a dimensional. You can glue it down if you want to, that's up to you. And then I used one of the blue flowers, but you can use whatever color you want. One of the lighter blues. I used one of the lighter ones. Very soft, very subtle kind of. And then you can either pop this up with a dimensional or glue it, whatever you would like to do. And you can either tuck it up or under. I'm going to tuck this one under just so we can see the difference. So that's up to you, up or under. I kind of like it up, but whatever you would like to do there. Okay, there is, that one's done. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, Michelle's favorite color was blue, and as her daughter said, Dodger blue. So we decided a few years ago that Starry Sky was the closest color that Stampin' Up! Had to Dodger blue. That's a retired color. I'm really lucky I had enough to get through this event, and next year I'll have to come up with some other idea. But that's where the inspiration came from this, as well as, of course, the butterflies. And then the other thing, I made this into a birthday card, but my sister was really good about birthdays. My birthday's the first of the month, and you know, a lot of people are late if your birthday's on the first of the month. To be expected, you turn the calendar over and figure that out. And my sister was, I don't think, ever late with my birthday. So birthday cards were important to her. And so I always want to have a birthday card. So we're going to do another birthday card here on this one. Now this stamp set is called Beautiful Butterflies. And it's actually a bundle. That's what I used on the this layer too. It comes in the bundle, and it's got this long happy birthday. So you do need a longer sentiment. If you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, there's often really good ones in there for all your projects. That's one of the things I love about Paper Pumpkin, is all the different sentiments that I've been able to collect over the years by getting those kits. They're unique usually, they're different, and they're very usable. And sometimes they're just the right size. So, all right, we're gonna start the layer of love going on here. Something that you might need to do is poke out some of the remainders of the die. It didn't all fall out, so you might have to poke those out before you glue. This project, I don't even remember how long it took to cut, but there are so many layers and so many dies that were used in here. This is called the Everyday Arches die. It took two of us probably 8 hours, well, 4 hours each, to get this project all done for the group. And it's a beautiful card, and I love it now, but I was like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking when I designed this thing? Oh, I was thinking about my sister and how much she would love it. That's right. Of course, I had to bring a butterfly in. Let's see here. Kind of have to look closely at this one so that you get the embossed side and the stitches right. I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of glue on this. These dies are from the Beautiful Butterfly stamp set. Okay, and then this goes across here. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up with the dimensional, and we'll put a couple flowers on it. And life will be good. Kind of got a dimensional sticking out there. Poke that back in. Okay, and then I'm going to attach a gem to the butterfly. So there's a rhinestone in there, so be careful when you lift that envelope out. And then we'll put a couple flowers on the end of the sentiment. And I think we'll use the white ones on this one because they'll pop. But again, your project, use what you want. You got plenty of flowers, so you'll have lots left over. You can use more if you want. Okay, and then I'm going to put the butterfly, the big silver butterfly, on the card, and I used a dimensional. Bring the wings up just a bit. There we go. Okay, there is that one. I think that's project number 4. Yeah, we've got 2 more left. Okay, this over here. And let's do a couple more door prizes. Okay, so I have this terrific toadstool stools stamp set. And that is going to go to Marta. Okay, all right. And then I have these cute washes and floral tags. So these are really cute to add to a scrapbook page or a card or attach to a gift bag or a treat holder. And these are going to go to Lisa. And again, those will be in with your kit. Okay, let's grab the next project. Now this is a special project. My sister Christy, who is also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, asked to design one of the cards this year. And then she donated all the supplies for it. So that is just amazing and awesome and kind. And I love her card. She's very creative with the giftable items. So this one, there's a couple options. You can tuck a gift card in here. You just glue on the sides and then leave this pocket open. So you can tuck a gift card in there, or you can tuck a cash in there. So here's how the gift card would fit, and then close this up, you don't see it. So you can do that, or you can put cash in there, or a check, or a little gift, or if you don't want to do that, just glue that down. Okay, so you have some options on that one. I like this card because it's oversized, and so I think that's kind of fun. So let's go ahead and get your pieces out and figure it out. It goes together pretty easily. Pull all that stuff out. Now here's a paper saving tip. If you know me, I've taught you this before, but I used the white strip, the white layer that goes under here to make the die and then the 2 little flower punches. So that saves a little bit of paper. You just have to be careful when you're gluing. So we're going to go ahead and glue the white piece to the blue piece first. And on this, I'm going to be really careful. I'll be putting that floral piece on top of it, so that'll help hold it all down, but I don't want glue smooshing out on the sides. So a little dab will do you, just enough to hold it on there, and then we'll put that floral DSP over it, and it'll cover up all those holes. Okay, so here's the floral DSP. And Christy's inspiration for this was Hawaii. Our sister Michelle, after she graduated from high school, actually went to Hawaii and worked and lived there for about a year. And we all love Hawaii. We went there lots of times when we were younger, so that's kind of the inspiration. My sister also loved flowers, and this is a very Hawaiian or tropical looking DSP. So that's the inspiration on that. Okay, so this I'm going to go ahead and leave as a gift card. I actually have a couple birthdays coming up this fall that I'm going to need some gift cards for. So this is pretty cool that I'll be able to use these for that. So again, you want to leave one side open, and then make sure when you glue it so the pocket's on the inside, not on the outside. I guess that would work, but then you'll see it, and I don't think you want to. And then you bring it, it's the same size as the card base. So you want to bring it and line it all the way up with the card. You don't need to leave an inch around. Okay. All right. Now, you need a sentiment. You could do anything on here. It's nice maybe to do a get well card and tuck something in there, a tea bag or something like that. I'm going to make it birthday though, because that's what I need. And my ink on this is Misty Meadow, or Misty Moonlight. And I just want to tell you guys, I didn't know what embellishment I was going to use. I always try to include a lot of embellishments on this particular one. And these things were all designed before the mini catalog came out, before we even knew what was going to be in that. And I just can't believe how well everything came together. My sister and I did not talk about the color scheme on this or anything. And then these flowers, these Hue of Blues flowers came out, and I was like, man, this couldn't be better. Okay, so you can pick whatever blue you want off of the pack. You can go with the lighter one. The darker one probably matches a little bit better. White probably would not look good since it's going on basic white cardstock. Okay, so this is another one that if you put your dimensional on the DSP, then you don't have to worry about it being on the right side and causing the card not to close or open. So we'll just put a couple of those on here. And that goes there. And we could put some more flowers on there. You know, you have lots of flowers. So if you want to put more flowers on the tag, you can. Or on the DSP, you can. You have plenty of flowers. Spin them. Spin those flowers. Okay. All right, so that's it. Ta-da! Love this card. Thank you, Christy, for doing this. Turned out so great. So fun to collaborate with you. Okay, we have one more project, and we have a few more door prizes. So I'm going to give this away next. These are the adhesive back swirl dots. They look really good on that beachy card. Or a fall card. They're great for fall. And these are going to Phoebe. And then I have a D-size block and 2 ink spots, Cajun Craze and Gray Granite. Again, great colors for fall. Always nice to have an extra block. And these are going to Tammy. Okay, one more project. This one was designed by my friend Lynn, and it is a little treat or a tea bag holder. So it looks like this, opens like this, and then you just stick your tea in here. She printed these off, and kind of our thought was, Michelle was super kind, and some of you guys know that I do a kindness day every month, and actually for the month of September, because that was the 5-year anniversary passing of Michelle, I've done kindness day every single day this month. But we're going to encourage you to be kind sometime this month or next month. You can if you're eating out, you could tack you know, your tip for your server in there, or hand this to your barista when you get your coffee, or anyone. Just be kind to somebody. Pass that on. Or if you've got a sick friend, maybe take them some tea. Okay, this one we use the Night of Navy ink pad. And your kit looks like this. You guys, my room was so clean when I started out, and there is just stuff everywhere now. I'm glad you can see what I got going on here. My daughter and my grandson are arriving tonight, so I'll be in here cleaning like a crazy woman here after the video. We put some tear tape in here to make it really easy for you to close. So that's there. And then your tea bag. Where did my tea bag go? Oh, it goes here. I know this sounds like a weird tea, but it matches the DSP really well. And it's actually good. I like it. And licorice is super good for tummy aches. So maybe you learned something there. Okay, we're going to take this and tape it on the end or glue it in to the inside. Okay, now we're going to put a couple flowers in there. And use the darker ones, but you can use the lighter ones if you want. I think I'll put a couple of the lighter ones in this one just to kind of balance out my sheet here. I've been using a lot of these. Okay. All right, now on the front, I'm going to do our sentiment. So this is where those paper pumpkin stamps will come in really, really handy. I'm going to put a thank you on here, but like I said earlier, you could do a thinking of you or get well or whatever. Oops. That didn't stamp out right. Kind of hard to see around the camera. There we go. That away. Glue that to that. And I've got to glue, and now I've got to decide what side of the paper I want. I like this, but if I use that, it would be good, like if I was trying to give it to a mail server. That's okay, I'm gonna go with the flowers. What would Michelle want? Flowers! All right, decided. She loved flowers when you would go visit her. Usually in your guest room, she would have a bouquet of fresh flowers. And she liked to go to the like farmer's market or the local markets. And that's where she would usually get them from. Okay, we are just about done. We have a couple more, another door prize to give away. Okay, all right, there we go, guys. All right, so I hope you liked all the projects. If there is any questions about anything, please reach out and let me know. Something's missing, I can easily mail you a piece. We tried really hard between myself and Lynn to really make sure nothing was missing, but we are not perfect. So, all right, I have these Calming Creek cards and envelopes to give away. These are pretty. And they look like they'd be nice fall colors too. So these are going to Lori. Okay. And then last but not least, I have this little adhesive package. I've got some dimensionals, some tear tape, and some glue dots. And those are going to go to Leslie G. Okay, that is it on the door prizes, and I think I got everything on the projects. Again, if you have any questions at all, please reach out. Next week, after the event is over and I've paid all the bills and figured out all the math, I will let you know what we raised in the fundraiser and how much we were able to contribute to my parents' medical fund. We have been steadily increasing every year. So the first year, I think we raised like 400, and then last year it was 1,300. So I'm hoping that we will beat our numbers from last year, but anything is good, and I greatly appreciate it, as does my family. And again, I know Michelle would be just super happy with all of us. So thanks again for attending. And again, if there's any questions at all, please reach out. Until next time, take good care. Bye.